We are
Two girls.
on a fast track. Well, hello, Lynn. Hello, everybody. How are you today?
Hi, Marie. I am so good. How are you today?
I'm doing great because the weather is getting there.
You know what? We always start with the weather, don't we? It must be
I-
Canadian. It must be Canadian.
It must be Canadian. Yes, yes, yes. But it's something that we all feel. It's something that we need to have. It's
It makes
like,
a
okay,
difference.
we're getting there. It's going to be sunny all weekend and blah, 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 because we're
Yeah.
recording on Friday afternoon now today. So, yes, we're looking forward to have a nice weekend. We have a brand new barbecue in the backyard. So we look forward to use
Exciting.
it.
Yes, no kidding. That is so good.
Yes. And today we are recording episode 23. And it's
23.
still, yes, 23. We're still on the topic of best habits or changing habits in your business, how it can help you, why you should have great habits. The question is not even to be asked, but we are going through a very, very good article. And I was saying to you earlier, we are doing a freaking good job
We're
with our
amazing.
podcast because what they talk about this in this article, we already talked about it.
Yeah. We've talked about a lot of these things already.
Totally.
And yeah, I feel like we're right on track. So we're
We
here
are two girls
to,
on a fast track, but
we
we
are.
are on
We
the right track.
Yes, yes. Two girls
Totally.
on the right track. Yeah.
So we left you last week with a couple of ideas on habits. So I used the Pareto principle, the 80%,
80/20. Yeah.
20%, how to be a master time management, your daily goals, we talked about, tracking and analyzing, which is really important, and our favorite subject, networking.
Networking.
So that was last week.
Yes.
You just have to click on the link of the article if you want to see it all. Today, five other nuggets. Can we say nuggets?
Nuggets. Yep.
Which we already talked about in a previous podcast. Connecting to people.
Oh, connecting. So connecting is so different than meeting.
Yep.
You meet someone, hi, how are you? My name is Lynn. My name is Marie. That's meeting people. Connecting people or connecting to people is so different.
Yes,
And that is one of my superpowers. I love
I know.
connecting with people. I just love it. I love understanding more about what makes them tick and what kind of challenges they're having and what kind of successes they're having. Sometimes I feel like an interrogator when I'm meeting somebody because I just, if they don't offer me a whole lot of information, I'll be like, well, tell me more.
Tell me more.
What does
Yes.
that look like? Okay, well,
Yes.
I find that very interesting. Tell me more. I think tell me more is my favorite three words. Tell me
Yes,
more.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
And they talk about in the article, they talk about how is connecting to people is different from networking. Exactly what you just said.
Mhm.
They separate these two activities on purpose, as networking means making connection relevant for
Yes.
doing business, while connecting with people as a more personal component, although it can be motivated by your business goal.
Mhm.
It's all related.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
related.
I don't know too many people who aren't in the business of relationship building. And when you do relationship building, you're connecting with people.
Totally.
Yeah.
Every time you see somebody, you talk to somebody new, it's a new connection because, and we've said that before, you never know who that person knows.
Yes. Yes.
That could change your whole world.
It's so true. Yeah.
And point number 12, and you said it, you're a master of that. Ask questions, show interest.
Yes.
Because
Be
as soon as we
interested.
grow up, we seek ways to close down in a bubble where we feel safe and where the world seems predictable. We tend to work hard to preserve this equilibrium. I mean, we need to we need to get out of that bubble.
Mm.
Yes. What do
Well,
you?
and I think that comes with if somewhere along the line we were discouraged from
Yes.
asking too many questions. And I remember growing up, my dad obviously loves me very much. I love him very much. But he used to say little girls are to be seen and not heard.
Yeah, that was a previous.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Remember that? Right? Little girls are to be seen and not heard. And that just stuck with me because obviously that was something through growing up, and somewhere along the line, I lost that, that desire or ability to ask more questions, right? And to actually have a voice. And that changed when I joined Toastmasters.
yeah.
That
I bet it
changed
did.
when I enjoyed public speaking, and I just got involved in different activities and BNI and all of that all encourage you to find your voice. So if you grew up with that, just be seen and not heard, then guess what? You got some work to do with your voice. And
Totally,
yeah,
totally. And we have to agree on something that the reality is that the world is constantly changing.
yes,
And if we don't make an active effort to keep pace with it,
yep,
it's likely that we'll lag behind.
yes,
Totally. We need to, we need to follow the change. We need to embrace the change.
embrace,
I am somebody that doesn't like changes.
right,
I can't even say that I'm afraid of change. When the pandemic hit, I
yep,
need to switch from in person to online.
yep.
That was a nightmare for me, but I did it.
You did
I
it.
did not have a choice, or otherwise,
You
I
would have been
would
left
be
behind.
lagging behind.
Yep,
Totally.
yep, for sure.
Yeah. Point number 13 of our
Oh,
fantastic
I like this
article,
one.
and I know you're gonna agree with that, is add value to everything you do.
Yeah. I've heard the expression showing up is 80% or showing up is 90% of the
Yeah.
work. And you know what? I think 100% of the work is show up with value
Yes.
because it's not enough to show up anymore. It's not enough just to be there. It, you need to be the one bringing value. And what does that look like? Well, when you come to a meeting, that looks like, do you have a referral for somebody? Do you have somebody that you can introduce to somebody else? With your vast network of people, is there, when you're speaking with somebody, can you identify their problem so that you can have the solution for them? I'm not talking about selling. I'm talking about saying to them, hey, Marie, remember when you said, you had that pain and stiffness? I have a physiotherapist that I could introduce you to. Is that something that you're interested in?
Yeah.
Right? And yes or no? No, I've got
That's it.
somebody,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
out. That's it, right? Like is that what that's going to create is it's going to create that, thought and that memory for that person that you really care. And isn't that what it's
You
all about?
listen to that person.
Yes.
You have an opportunity to introduce
Yeah.
somebody else to that
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
You have to take advantage of that,
Yes.
because the most successful business globally constantly strive to add value
Yeah.
and give back to the communities supporting them.
Why
And
do
don't
you
mind me,
think?
it's gonna come back the other way. Givers gain. It's karma is gonna make sure that you're gonna have back what you've given.
Why do you think so many companies have um, foundations and they have nonprofits that they support? It's all about them giving back and having that value. And I think gone are the days where people will work blindly for companies that don't support something bigger than themselves.
Mm.
We need to feel part of something bigger than ourselves, or else our existence is just like it's not supported. It's not fun anymore.
You need to have a purpose.
Yes,
You need
yeah,
to have a purpose, and everybody needs to have a purpose,
Yeah.
but when you add value to what you do, you
Mhm.
don't even have to think about the purpose anymore
That's right.
because,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
that's
wheel.
right.
It's a
Yeah.
wheel. That's for
When
sure.
you use products that you love, when you work with and for a company that you can really stand behind their mission, when your company has a mission statement, when it has values, when it has that just resonate with you, guess what? You're going to be able to move mountains.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And another point that is really important in your habits, and I don't think we are going to say it enough because we talked about that before as well,
Mhm.
is keep a journal and reflect.
Yes.
This is one of the best habits that keeps you in the loop.
Yes.
It helps you vent negative thoughts,
Yep.
gain more insight into the important situations in your life,
Mhm.
and one of the most important thing of preserve important memories
Yes.
because
Yes.
you
Yes.
can't go back to read what you have written. So you you can write pretty much everything you want for yourself.
Mhm.
You're not going to write a novel, you're not going to do an autobiography about it, but at some point, if you decide one day to publish a book, you're going to so be happy about everything you wrote down.
Well, I can't tell you the amount of time. So I mentioned that I was traveling, visiting with family.
Yep.
And when we have memories, when we're talking about our memories, it's amazing how distorted our memories become.
Oh my
And
gosh.
especially when you're with your brother, you with your sisters, and with your parents. I mean, when I talk to my sister about a memory, she'd be like, "Well, no, I don't remember it that way. This is what I remember." And I'm like, "What? How
Yeah,
can you remember it that
so
way?"
true.
A journal will help you preserve your memories, right?
Yes.
And they'll help you preserve the way you saw it at the time so that when you go back, you can kind of bring yourself back there. And it's kind of interesting to also write, hey, this is what my sister remembered about the same thing, so that you're able to preserve those memories.
Yes, and it can make you reflect on whatever because you can also use your journal to reflect on your achievement.
Yes.
And this is especially important in periods when you feel like you haven't done much.
You haven't
We
accomplished
were
much.
talking about that
Yes,
before.
yes, yes, yes.
And no matter how little the progress you've made, it's still progress. So
Yes.
acknowledging it can help you keep your eye on the ball.
I am such a supporter for quarterly goal setting,
I know.
right? I've talked about this before, and the journal and reflection, when you give yourself dedicated time to do that, I'll tell you, you are so much more focused and so much more energized, for the coming weeks. It makes such a big difference.
Totally.
Mhm.
For the coming weeks and months and next quarter, whatever, it's
Yeah.
something that you know you're going to do. So you have to keep your eye on the ball to make sure you're going to be ready for the next one.
That's right. Or somebody else will have you keep your eye on their ball.
Yes, yes, totally.
Yeah.
Talking about accountability. And the last point of the day, which I found fantastic to talk about, is focus on the positive. We were just talking about that before
Guess what?
we came in to record because we progress forward, we excel in business and achieve our dream primarily by following detailed step-by-step plans that we organize into achievable sub goals, but also thanks to proper time management. If you do that, um it, you need to focus on the positive. Whatever you say you're going to do, just do it. Just go for it.
Mhm.
There's always going to be a bright side on everything.
I will tell you that for every negative thought that you have, I can give you 10 positives.
I know you can.
And I say that because it's not something that I was born with. It's something that I have acquired, and it's a choice that I've made to do it. I'm not always rosy and sunshine and lollipops. I'll tell you, there are
We're
days,
not always like
but
that.
I also realize that when I get kind of down, I know that's temporary for me.
Yep.
I know that's not a place where I like to live, right? And yeah, I can be negative with the best of them, but I know that it's time limited. It's not going to be, and because those are the habits that I've established. If you have a habit where you're always looking at the negative, I challenge you to take a look at the positive, to turn it around, to start being aware of what you're thinking and how those thoughts are impacting your behaviors.
Yeah, you were asking me just before we were talking more personal stuff, and you said, well, are you feeling down or whatever? No, I still have some positive on
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
So I just need to focus on that. And that's exactly what they say. Point
Yeah.
number 15,
Yeah.
focus on the positive.
Focus on the positive.
It is such a powerful article. I love it. And
Yeah,
I
this is
love
a really
that
good
we can
article.
go to point by point, share our thoughts. You
Mhm.
share a lot of awesome knowledge, and you give a lot of tips and tricks on how to not only read an article but do it. Just
Yeah.
do
Just
it.
do it. Nike had it right. Just do
Nike had it right. That's the best one.
And
And talking about
if you
quotes,
haven't seen that movie is a good one, by the way. The Nike Air. It's called
oh,
Air. Yeah, I think it's on Prime these
it's on
days.
Prime.
Yeah,
I saw the
yeah,
preview. Yes.
yeah, it's very
Yes,
good.
that's
And
something I'm gonna look forward to
by
see.
the way, focus on the positive. If that means you have to write out every day what you have to be positive about, then do it. That's a great way to journal.
That's a part of my agenda. The
Yeah,
how do they call it? They call it um success of the week
yeah,
and gratitude.
gratitude.
What are you grateful for? I
What do
mean,
you, yeah,
and you were asking me, how could you help me? I am just so grateful that we have to spend this time together
I know it's so good.
trying to help other people.
Yes.
We're not the only ones struggling
No,
sometimes.
this is for we could do this without recording it, right? This is
Yes,
to help other people grow. This is us giving back, right?
totally.
Yeah, you
Oh,
bet.
I enjoy that so much. And even if we only help one person a week, one person a month, our job is done.
We got it. Yeah.
Would you like to hear my quote of the week?
You
And
know I want to hear your quote.
don't forget to subscribe,
Yeah.
click the bell for notification, and share. Share with somebody that you think it might help, just by a phrase or even a quote that we said. I know Marie has been sharing a couple of times our podcast, so we're grateful for her. She's an
She
amazing
really is.
viewer. She really enjoys our podcast. So my quote today, and I think this is for everybody out there: practice isn't the thing you do once you're good. It's the thing you do that makes you good.
Yes, yes. Why do you like that one so much?
Because that's what I've been doing, practicing and reinventing my thoughts and how can I be better?
Yeah.
Because when somebody tells you, let's say, oh, you should have done this that way. Okay, this is their criticize me.
Yeah.
Is that the correct word in
Yeah.
English?
Criticism, criticize. Yeah.
Yeah. But I need to keep the positive out of it, and I need to do it again. I'm a singer practicing. I never wanted to be on stage with lyrics in front of me.
Right.
So I needed to practice my songs in order to know them by heart. So that what was making me a great stage person, because I was able, by practicing my songs before, I
Yeah.
was able to connect directly with the crowd.
Love it.
So practicing for me is the best way to get better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful quote.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And next week, we're going to start with number 16 on the article. If you have not read it, you're in for a ride. So it's going to be awesome. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you to all our viewers. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
We are
Two girls
on a fast ride.